men are all Freemasons. And these are Freemasons. And so are these. He is a Mason, and so is he. They come from all walks of life, from all businesses and professions. They come from a wide variety of backgrounds and places, but they have one thing in common. They have discovered a fraternity, the Free and Accepted Masons, and they are all brothers.
Welcome to Modern Freemasonry, as we give you a glimpse into the fraternity that has affected men's lives for centuries, and why I, and thousands like me, share this special brotherhood. When I first explored this great fraternity, I didn't know much about the rich histories and traditions of Masonry, but I did see the special interactions of the members of the lodge, and saw firsthand what real brotherhood was all about. These guys considered their fellow lodge members as a type of extended family, and I was impressed by the closeness they shared. As I learned more about my fraternity, I knew that my decision to be part of this grand society was one of the best ones that I would make for my personal and professional development. As I began to see how I fit into an organization that has affected the lives of many of our U.S. presidents, starting with George Washington, and includes some of the greatest movers and shakers of the past 300 years, I knew that I would benefit from these rich traditions, the same values and traditions that helped these men become better men, and having the same effect on me today.
The mythical beginnings of the fraternity date back to the building of the Temple of King Solomon in Jerusalem around 1000 B.C. But the accepted origins of modern Freemasonry can be traced to the stonemason guilds that formed during the Middle Ages. The trade secrets of building Gothic cathedrals from massive stones without the use of mortar and with the use of geometry to turn a small drawing into an enormous structure were jealously guarded secrets. Secrets not even divulged to the priests of the churches who employed them. The guilds were developed to train masons in these skills, to enforce a standard of workmanship, and to hold their members to those high standards, as well as protect those valuable secrets. As the Gothic style of architecture lost its popularity and the common people became better educated across Europe, the Masonic guilds lost their reason for existence. But as the Age of Enlightenment dawned, a group of philosophical men saw in Masonry the ideal metaphor for character building in men. Construction of a strong, well-balanced structure, built with the assistance of many like-minded men and dedicated to God, much like the cathedrals of old. By the early 1700s, Freemasonry had changed from a guild of operative masons who actually built buildings to a character-building society of speculative masons, dedicated to taking good men and making them better. The fraternity of Free and Accepted Masons has been an integral part of culture of the civilized world throughout much of recorded history, and part of American society long before the colonists took up arms against the Crown in 1776. Many Americans don't realize that the development of America as a nation is interwoven with Masonic history, an illustration of Masonic traditions and values at work. These ideals of faith, combined with tolerance, charity, and responsibility, and belief in the intrinsic goodness and equality of man, were carved into the foundation of our nation by men who first learned to practice them in a lodge. George Washington, Ben Franklin, John Hancock, James McHenry, and James Monroe were Masons. 9 Freemasons signed the Declaration of Independence, and 10 signed the Constitution, and 14 U.S. presidents have been Masons.
As a Mason, I've taken advantage of the many benefits of membership. And of course, I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I came to realize that my fraternity serves me in a lot of ways, some of which I didn't expect at first. The members of my lodge are not just a collection of brothers who get together in meetings and other functions. They serve as a social outlet and mentors for achieving my goals. Masonry has introduced me to business and civic leaders that I otherwise may have never known.